Good evening. What do you see in front of you that keeps you going? What attracts and motivates you? There was something so powerful that it causes Abram and the other believers of the Old Testament to leave everything behind and to move to a foreign land without even knowing where they are going. It was such a reality for them that they keep believing in it, even though they died without obtaining it. We read from Hebrews 11, verse 13 to 16. All these people were still living by faith when they died. They did not receive the things promised. They only saw them and welcomed them from a distance. And they admitted that they were aliens and strangers on earth. People who say such things show that they are looking for a country of their own. If they had been thinking of the country they had left, they would have had opportunity to return. Instead, they were longing for a better country, a heavenly one. Therefore, God is not ashamed to be called their God, for He has prepared a city for them. These patriarchs of Israel saw a fatherland, a heavenly fatherland, a city prepared for them by God, a true home where they could live undisturbed and safe in the presence of God. They saw it as one sees a mountain at a distance, without all the detail, but it's there, it's definitely there. They were convinced of this fatherland. God convinced them through His Spirit. They greeted it. They committed to it. They take it, so to speak, by their own hands. They confessed that they were aliens and strangers. It was so clear to them that they lived on earth like travelers on their way to another place. They did not consider themselves bound to the earthly life, but they lived in hope for something better. This example of faith, one of many recorded to us in Hebrews 11, is there to encourage us as believers. The intention is that through it we will be strengthened and encouraged in our faith in these challenging times in which we are living. From the New Testament perspective, we know that their view of a fatherland extended beyond the physical land of Canaan. Their longing was ultimately directed to a piece of land, not to a piece of land, but to a spiritual home in the presence of God. Their longing was for someone, for the coming of Jesus Christ, the King, who made His kingdom visible on earth and brought people through a relationship with God into this kingdom. Today, we who know Christ can look even further. Christ made us heirs of the glorious fatherland, but He also opened the curtain so that we could clearly see something in the distance, a new heaven and a new earth, a new Jerusalem, a place where God Himself would come to live among His people in an eternal Father house. We are on our way there. This is where we ought to be living. In this earthly existence, we are aliens and strangers, but the fatherland is still ahead, and we are on our way there. Only when this God-given vision is received through the Spirit can we continue, and can we start all over again, and can we persevere. The end is in sight. We can see it in a distance. We can greet it and acknowledge that here on earth we are only aliens and strangers. A special honor falls on you when you have such a vision, for God is not ashamed to be called your God. Good evening.